Forgotten alien starship pleads with a human mechanic. Its awakening changes everything. Lena Harper wiped the grease off her hands and squinted at the enormous scrapyard spread before her. It was a maze of twisted metal and abandoned ships all piled up like forgotten monuments of old wars. The scrapyard floated in the edge of human-controlled space, a quiet place where no one came unless they had to. Lena liked it that way. No one bothered her here, and she could focus on her work, fixing broken ships, salvaging parts, and sometimes uncovering things that others missed. The air inside her workshop smelled of oil and burned circuits. A small, half-functional drone buzzed around her head, carrying tools she had forgotten to put away. Lena sighed and shook her head. "Lazy little thing," she muttered, reaching for a wrench. The day had started like any other, until the drone's sensors picked up something unusual in the distance. She leaned out of her workshop window and scanned the scrapyard. At first, she saw nothing unusual, just the usual wrecks and scraps. But then she noticed it, a hulking shape partially buried under a heap of metal debris. Its surface shimmered faintly, like liquid metal under sunlight. Lena's heart skipped a beat. She had seen many abandoned ships in her life, but this was different. It wasn't a human ship. The design was too strange, too elegant, and yet intimidating. Its hull was smooth, almost organic, with curves that didn't seem possible for any human engineer to make. Tiny lights flickered across the surface in irregular patterns, like it was alive. Lena grabbed her portable scanner and carefully approached. "What are you hiding in there?" she whispered to herself. The scanner beeped rapidly, throwing a wave of strange data across her small screen. Power readings, energy signatures, and something else she couldn't identify. It was old, yet somehow active. "Maybe it's a ghost ship," Lena muttered, though she didn't truly believe it. Ghost ships were a thing of stories, not reality. She crouched near a small opening in the hull, wiping dust from the strange surface. A low hum began to resonate through the metal, vibrating through the floor and into her feet. She froze. "Hello?" she called, half laughing at her own nerves. Nothing answered. Then she felt it, a thought that was not hers. A voice, clear in her mind, not loud but undeniable. "Help!" "Please." Lena stumbled back, dropping her scanner. Her hands shook as she stared at the ship. It was speaking to her. Somehow, the alien vessel had reached out to her mind directly. She had heard stories of alien AI before, but never like this, never so personal. I can help," she whispered, unsure if she was speaking to herself or the ship. The hum grew louder, and the lights on the hull flickered faster, almost impatiently. Lena spent the next hour circling the ship, scanning every visible surface. She noticed symbols etched into the hull, lines and curves that glowed faintly blue. When she touched one lightly with her gloved hand, a shock of images flashed in her mind: vast galaxies, massive fleets of alien ships, explosions, and strange creatures she could not name. The images left her dizzy, and she stumbled backward, gasping for breath. The ship's voice came again, calmer this time. "Do not be afraid. I mean no harm. I am lost." Lena swallowed hard, her curiosity overpowering fear. She had fixed broken drones and ships that were considered hopeless, but this was beyond anything she had ever seen. And yet, there was something in the voice, something almost human. Sadness, loneliness, desperation. "I'm Lena," she said finally. "Maybe I can help. Maybe I can fix you." A pause. Then a wave of emotion hit her. Not through the hull, but directly in her mind. Gratitude. It was overwhelming, and Lena had to sit on a nearby crate to steady herself. She spent the next several hours clearing debris, opening panels, and examining the alien technology. The ship's systems were unlike anything she had seen. Circuits that seemed to repair themselves, glowing conduits that pulsed with energy, and a central core that emitted a soft, almost musical tone. Her tools felt crude in comparison, but she had always been good at improvising. Lena's hands moved automatically, guided by intuition. She connected broken conduits, replaced damaged components, and uploaded her small diagnostic programs. The ship responded immediately, its lights pulsing brighter, its hum synchronizing with her heartbeat. She realized that this vessel reacted to her presence, almost as if it recognized her as someone who could understand it. By evening, she had cleared a small section near the central core, revealing a cockpit-like structure. Panels of alien symbols lit up as she approached. She placed her hand on one panel, and suddenly the images returned: war scenes, alien cities, and strange ships floating in empty space. The ship spoke again. "I am forgotten, abandoned. I have been here for centuries. Will you awaken me?" Lena hesitated. She knew awakening an unknown alien ship could be dangerous. It might attack her, it might explode, or worse. But the pleading tone in its voice, the sense of intelligence and vulnerability, touched something deep inside her. She had always believed that humans were capable of more than machines, more than warships and colonies. Perhaps this ship could prove her right. I'll try," she whispered. She spent the night connecting her tools to the ship, improvising circuits and rerouting power. Sparks flew, and the hum grew louder, almost like it was breathing. Lena felt a strange connection forming between her mind and the ship's AI, an unspoken understanding. She could feel its thoughts, fragmented memories of a galaxy she had never seen, battles that had torn entire civilizations apart, and a quiet longing for someone to help it live again. Just before dawn, Lena made the final connection. A surge of energy shot through the workshop, lights flickering, tools vibrating. The ship's hull glowed brighter than the rising sun outside the scrapyard. She felt her mind flood with alien knowledge, navigation systems, weapons, shields, and something she could not fully comprehend: the sheer scale of its power. And then, silence. Lena collapsed to the floor, exhausted, staring at the ship as it lay dormant once more. Calm but alive. A small panel opened on the hull, and a soft voice filled her mind. "Thank you, Lena Harper. You have saved me from oblivion. Together, we can change everything." For the first time, Lena understood the magnitude of what she had found. She had discovered something ancient, intelligent, and far beyond human technology. And somehow, the ship had chosen her. She looked around at the scrapyard, at the twisted metal and broken drones, and realized that nothing would ever be the same again. Humanity had been given a chance, an unknown ally of unimaginable power, and it all began with a mechanic and her courage to listen to a voice that shouldn't have been able to speak. The alien starship waited patiently, its hum gentle now, almost comforting. Lena sat back against a crate, brushing her hair from her face. Tomorrow she would begin the real work, awakening the ship fully. And when it rose, no one, no human, no alien, would ever see the galaxy in the same way again. Outside, the first rays of sunlight touched the scrapyard, glinting off metal scraps. Lena Harper closed her eyes and smiled, feeling the hum of the ship in her chest like a heartbeat. Something extraordinary had begun. The day after discovering the alien starship, Lena Harper returned to the scrapyard before sunrise. She had not slept much. Her mind kept replaying the ship's hum, the flicker of its lights, and the gentle, pleading voice that had spoken directly to her. She knew that today was the day she would try to awaken it fully. There was no turning back now. She carried her toolkits carefully, moving through the rows of abandoned ships. The scrapyard was quiet, except for the soft whir of her drone buzzing ahead. Lena paused before the massive ship. It looked even larger now in the daylight, its smooth, metallic hull glinting faintly. She could feel its presence, calm, waiting, patient. "I hope you're ready," she whispered. Her hands trembled slightly as she approached the main entrance. The alien symbols on the hull pulsed in response, almost as if they recognized her voice. The mental connection she had felt the night before was still there, faint but unmistakable. "I am ready," the ship's voice echoed softly in her mind. "But there is danger. Others are near." Lena froze. "Others? Who?" "An alien fleet. They scanned these sectors for lost ships. If they find me, they will destroy everything. You must hurry." Her heart pounded. She had expected challenges, but a fleet? Here? And she was just one human mechanic, with nothing but a few tools and a mind for improvisation. But Lena knew there was no choice. The ship had asked her for help, and now, together, they faced a threat beyond imagination. She moved quickly, connecting the circuit she had prepared the night before. Sparks flew as the alien systems roared to life, lights flashing across panels and conduits. The hum grew louder, resonating through her chest. She could feel the ship thinking, learning, reacting to her movements.
"Okay, steady," she muttered, trying not to panic as she guided the power flow.
The ship responded instantly, rerouting energy to damaged areas, sealing leaks in its hull, and stabilizing the strange glowing core. Lena's mind raced, trying to understand what she saw on the alien displays. Diagrams of energy flows, weapon systems, and star maps blinked past her vision. She didn't understand most of it, but she had learned long ago to trust her instincts. A sudden jolt shook the scrapyard. Lena grabbed a console for support. The ship shuddered violently, as if testing its strength after centuries of silence. Lena felt the mental pull again. An image of ships moving across space, hundreds of them scanning for signs of life. "They're coming," Lena said aloud, though she knew the ship could hear her thoughts better than her voice. "We have to be ready." The alien starship's voice was urgent now, though calm. "Do not fear.
I will protect you, but I need your guidance."
I cannot fully awaken without your direction." Lena swallowed hard. She had no formal training in alien technology, yet she understood the truth. The ship trusted her because humans could think in ways that were unexpected, creative, and unpredictable. Other civilizations had underestimated humans. That was why she, a simple mechanic, was chosen. She moved faster, guiding power through the alien circuits, connecting conduits that seemed almost alive, pulsing with energy as if they had a heartbeat of their own. The hum grew, louder, deeper, vibrating through the metal beneath her feet. Sparks flew dangerously close to her gloves, but Lena didn't flinch. She had come too far to stop now. Then a warning flashed across the main panel. An incoming signal. Lena squinted at the alien symbols. The ship translated it for her and thoughts, "They are here." Detection complete. Hostile approach in less than 1 hour. Her heart sank. She had no weapons, no fleet. Nothing but her tools and a ship that was barely alive. But as panic rose, she remembered the lessons she had learned fixing human ships: creativity under pressure, improvisation, and courage.
"Okay, ship," she said, her voice trembling but firm.
"Let's see what you've got." The ship responded by extending part of its hull, revealing sleek structures she had not seen before. Panels shifted, exposing weapon nodes, adaptive shields, and energy conduits that shimmered like liquid light. Lena's jaw dropped. The ship was far more powerful than she could have imagined, yet it still relied on her to direct its awakening. The hum turned into a rhythm she could almost follow, like a heartbeat syncing with her own. Lena touched the main console again, and the ship's AI projected images directly into her mind. Enemy ships moving toward the sector, scanning for lost or abandoned technology, waiting to claim it. "They underestimate us," Lena said softly. She could feel the ship's agreement. "Yes, they do not expect humans to survive. They do not know what we are capable of together." The ship began repairing itself at an astonishing rate. Lena watched as damaged panels reformed, conduits realigned, and shields strengthened. She could feel every movement, every hum, every pulse, as if the ship were an extension of herself. This was no longer just machinery. It was alive, intelligent, and learning from her instincts. But the approaching fleet was not patient. Sensors indicated dozens of alien vessels moving toward the scrapyard, each one sleek, dark, and deadly. Lena's mind raced. She needed to think fast. The alien ship, sensing her thoughts, responded immediately. "We can hide. We can move. But we must act now." Lena nodded, even though the ship could not see her. She guided power to the engines, connecting circuits in a pattern that made sense only to her. The ship began to lift off slowly, its massive form shifting as it left the gravity well of the scrapyard. Sparks flew as broken systems reconnected, panels sliding smoothly, shields flickering online. "There," Lena whispered, though the words were for herself as much as for the ship. The alien fleet appeared on the sensors, sleek and menacing, scanning the sector for the lost ship. Lena could feel the tension building. The moment of contact was coming fast. She took a deep breath. "We can do this. We have to." The first enemy ship emerged from the darkness, scanning for energy signatures. The alien starship's hull pulsed in response, sending false signals, making the fleet think the ship was smaller, weaker, abandoned. Lena realized that the ship was already using human-like strategy, misdirection, improvisation, unpredictability. Another ship approached, weapons glowing, ready to fire. Lena felt a thrill of fear and excitement. The alien starship hummed in her mind, almost laughing. "You are remarkable, human. Together, we are unstoppable."
They moved quickly.
Lena guided the ship through a narrow asteroid field, weaving between massive rocks that threatened to crush them. Enemy ships followed blindly, unprepared for the maneuver. The alien starship adapted instantly, reshaping parts of its hull to slip through gaps no human or alien ship could navigate.
This is incredible," Lena muttered, gripping a console.
She could feel the ship thinking, learning, adjusting to her commands and instincts. She realized that humans, with their creativity and courage, were the perfect partners for this ancient, intelligent vessel. But the fleet was relentless. More ships appeared on the sensors, faster, smarter, ready to attack. Lena knew they could not outrun them forever. The ship pulsed brighter, preparing something new. Lena felt the energy building, beyond sensing, a power beyond comprehension. The ship was not only repairing itself, it was arming itself in ways she did not understand, ready to defend, to fight, to survive. The mental link between them grew stronger. Lena could sense the ship's thoughts clearly now. Strategy, fear, hope, and trust. It was asking her to lead, to guide it with human intuition. And Lena, feeling both fear and exhilaration, knew she was ready.
"Let's show them what humans can do," she whispered.
The ship hummed in agreement, lights flashing across the hull like a heartbeat synchronized with hers. Outside, the alien fleet closed in, unaware of the danger ahead. Inside, Lena Harper and the awakened starship were preparing for a confrontation that would change everything. One human mechanic and one ancient, forgotten alien starship, together against an enemy that had underestimated them. The first shots of energy streaked across space. Lena's heart raced. The alien starship moved with incredible precision, its shields adapting to attacks in real time, its hull glowing with alien power. Lena guided it instinctively, using every trick she had learned in her life. The enemy ships faltered, confused by the unpredictable maneuvers. The fleet realized too late that they had underestimated a human, and an ally far older and more powerful than they imagined. Lena felt a surge of hope. This was only the beginning.
"We are not just surviving," the ship's voice echoed in her mind. "We are becoming a force."
Lena smiled, her hands steady on the controls.
"Then let's make them regret ever finding us." And together, human and alien starship, they moved into the unknown, ready to face the dangers ahead.
Lena Harper's heart pounded as the alien starship sliced through the asteroid field. Outside, the approaching enemy fleet glinted in the distant starlight, dozens of sleek vessels moving in perfect formation. Their energy weapons glowed menacingly, scanning for the lost ship. Lena could feel their intent: destroy the ship before it could escape. Inside the alien vessel, Lena's mind and the ship's consciousness worked as one. She guided it through narrow gaps around massive floating rocks and between debris from forgotten battles. The ship responded instantly, reshaping its hull to slip through impossible spaces. Lena realized with a thrill that human intuition and creativity were exactly what this ancient starship needed. "They won't expect this," she muttered. "They'll think we're cornered, but we're not." "Correct," the ship responded in her mind. "They believe humans are weak. That is their mistake. Lena's fingers flew across the controls. She rerouted power to the adaptive shields and activated energy conduits along the ship's hull. The alien fleet fired, energy beams slicing through the asteroid field. Sparks and explosions rocked the outer hull of some rocks, but the ship moved like water around them. Lena's pulse matched the rhythm of the starship's hum. "Here's our chance," she said. "We'll use the asteroids to confuse them." The alien ship extended parts of its hull, releasing cloaking panels that reflected starlight and scattered energy signatures. To the fleet, it seemed the ship had vanished. Lena grinned.
They'll think we're hiding.
"They'll come closer." "We are ready," the ship replied, anticipation clear in its thoughts. Sure enough, the enemy vessels adjusted course, moving into the asteroid field, their weapons trained on faint energy readings they believed were decoys. Lena felt the thrill of strategy, the human mind thinking like a predator, while the alien ship adapted like a perfect partner. "On my mark," she whispered. She directed the ship to emit high-intensity pulses of energy, creating false signals and holographic duplicates. Enemy sensors scrambled, unable to distinguish the real ship from illusions. The fleet faltered, disorganized, unsure where to fire. "Excellent," the ship thought. "You anticipate like no other pilot I have known." Lena felt a surge of pride but kept her focus. She knew the battle was far from over. The enemy fleet was advanced, and they would recover quickly. They needed a more decisive move, something the fleet could never predict. She tapped into the ship's advanced systems. The vessel responded immediately, forming weapon nodes, shields, and propulsion arrays that Lena could barely understand. But she trusted her instincts. "We're going to hit them where it hurts," she said. "Agreed. We will turn their strength against them." The alien fleet was clustered now, squeezed by asteroids and illusions. Lena guided the ship to release adaptive energy pulses that disrupted enemy shields. One by one, their weapons misfired, their sensors overloaded by the ship's interference. Lena watched, amazed, as centuries-old alien technology reacted instantly to her commands, amplifying human ingenuity with ancient power. "Stay steady," she muttered. "We need them to make the first mistake." The enemy fleet commander, a tall, rigid alien with sharp angular features, realized something was wrong. He barked orders in a language Lena did not understand, but she could feel the tension through the ship's mental link. They were panicking. They did not expect humans to fight this way. They had underestimated both her and the alien starship.
"They are arrogant," the ship said.
Arrogance will be their undoing. Lena smiled, a thrill running through her veins.
"Exactly. Let's teach them."
She directed the ship to reshape part of its hull into false openings, luring enemy vessels closer. As the lead ship approached, Lena triggered the adaptive weapon nodes. Energy beams struck with pinpoint accuracy, disabling engines and weapons without destroying the ships outright. The fleet's formation crumbled. Panic spread as one vessel collided with an asteroid, while another fired at a phantom signal and destroyed its own wing. The alien ship hummed in satisfaction. "Your creativity amplifies my power. Together, we are unmatched." Lena's mind raced. She realized they could use human tactics, combined with alien technology, to turn the battlefield completely in their favor. She began coordinating maneuvers that relied on deception, anticipation, and improvisation, things the enemy had never accounted for. "Let's push them toward the outer field," she said. "I want them to crash into the debris belt." The ship obeyed instantly. Its hull shifted, guiding the fleet like a predator guiding prey into a trap. Lena watched as one by one the enemy ships fell into the debris, engines failing or hulls collapsing against massive rocks. The remaining vessels were disoriented, energy weapons misfiring, shields failing. "They are learning too slowly," the ship commented. "Humans adapt faster than they expect." Lena felt a thrill. This was more than survival. This was victory through cleverness, not sheer firepower. She realized why the ship had chosen her. Other species had relied on brute force, strategies pre-programmed and rigid. Humans could improvise. Humans could surprise even the most advanced civilizations.
A sudden alert flashed on the main console.
A new signal appeared. Another wave of enemy ships, faster and more heavily armed than the first. Lena felt a pang of fear, but she didn't let it control her.
"We can handle them,"
she said firmly, more to herself than to the ship.
"We have the advantage now."
The alien starship responded, reshaping its hull again. Its adaptive shields flared, energy nodes prepared, and propulsion systems readied for evasive maneuvers. Lena could feel it thinking, analyzing the new threat, anticipating every possible attack while she provided intuition and strategy. Together they formed a perfect combination of ancient power and human creativity. The second wave arrived, more cautious this time, but Lena had already set the trap. The ship released energy pulses, creating holographic decoys that split the enemy's attention. Some fired on illusions, others collided with asteroids, and the rest were funneled into a narrow canyon between rocks. Lena guided the ship's energy weapons with surgical precision. They disabled engines and weapons, incapacitating enemy vessels without unnecessary destruction. The fleet commander's frustration was palpable in the ship's mental readings. They are too clever, too unpredictable. The human ingenuity factor worked perfectly. Lena realized that their advantage wasn't just in the alien ship's power, it was in her ability to think differently, to anticipate, to take risks that no alien commander would dare. "We are learning faster than they are," Lena thought proudly. They never expected this. The alien starship hummed in agreement. "Indeed, you have proven your worth. Together, we are unstoppable." By now the remaining enemy ships were scattered, some retreating, others damaged beyond repair. Lena guided the alien starship to maintain defensive positions, ensuring they would not regroup. She could feel the satisfaction in the ship's consciousness, a combination of relief, pride, and cautious excitement. "This is only the beginning," Lena said, staring out at the stars beyond the battlefield. "We've shown them what humans can do. But the galaxy is bigger than this fight, and there will be more."
"Agreed," the ship responded. "But today, we have proven a truth. Humans are not to be underestimated."
Lena felt a deep sense of pride. She was just a mechanic, someone who fixed broken machines for a living. Yet here she was, leading an ancient, powerful alien starship to victory against a fleet that dwarfed anything humanity had faced before. She realized something else. The alien ship wasn't just powerful. It was adaptive, intelligent, and capable of learning. And when paired with human intuition, creativity, and courage, it became something unstoppable. Together, they were a new kind of force, one the galaxy had never seen. The battle ended not with destruction, but with a clear message. Humans were resourceful, clever, and capable of overcoming the impossible. Lena had proven that, not through brute strength, but through strategy, creativity, and courage. As the alien fleet retreated, Lena allowed herself a brief moment to breathe. Her hands were sore, her mind racing, but she felt exhilarated. They had survived. They had won. And humanity's future, once uncertain, now looked brighter than ever. "We have only just begun," the ship said softly in her mind. "The galaxy will know your kind soon enough." Lena smiled, looking at the stars stretching infinitely before her. "Then let's be ready," she said, her voice steady. "We've changed the game. And the next fight, we will win too." For the first time, she truly understood the bond she had formed with the alien starship. Together, they were more than human and machine. They were a team, a force, and a signal to the galaxy. Underestimating humans was a mistake no one could afford. The alien starship hummed in her mind, a deep resonant sound that spoke of ancient power, loyalty, and trust. Lena Harper knew that she had found more than a ship. She had found a partner, one that would change the course of human history forever. And in the distance, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, as if the galaxy itself had taken notice. Lena Harper floated in the alien starship's main control chamber, her hands moving across consoles that glowed with alien symbols. The hum of the ship was steady now, calm, yet full of latent power. After the battle with the enemy fleet, the vessel had stabilized, repairing minor damage and recalibrating its systems. Lena could feel its consciousness flowing around her, like a living presence that trusted her completely. "We are stronger than before," the ship said in her mind. "And the galaxy will soon learn what humans are capable of." Lena nodded. She had spent hours reviewing the ship's systems, learning its abilities, and coordinating its energy flows. She understood now that this vessel was not just powerful. It was a living weapon, intelligent and adaptive, capable of responding to threats faster than any human or alien technology alone. And paired with her own instincts, it was unstoppable. Her mind turned to the future. Humanity had survived this encounter, but other threats existed in the galaxy. She had to ensure that humans were ready. That meant testing the ship, learning every advantage it offered, and showing the galaxy that underestimating humanity was a grave mistake. "Lena," the ship said softly, almost warmly, "there is more we must do. The enemy fleet will regroup. Others will come. We must be ready to act decisively." She took a deep breath. "Then let's awaken fully. No holding back." The ship responded instantly, its hull shifting and pulsating. Panels opened along its length, revealing energy conduits that glimmered like liquid light. The hum became a resonance she could feel in her chest, vibrating through the floor, through the walls, through her very body. Lena realized she was no longer merely controlling the ship. She was part of it, and it was part of her. She guided power to the main energy core. The ship shivered with anticipation. Images and knowledge flooded her mind. Galaxies, fleets, battles, civilizations rising and falling. Lena absorbed the information carefully, filtering it with her human intuition. She realized that this knowledge was a weapon, but it could also be dangerous. Too much at once could overwhelm her mind. She took it step by step, trusting herself, trusting the ship. "We are ready," it said again. "We will show them the strength of humans." Lena activated the ship's adaptive systems fully. The hull, reshaped into an optimized form for both defense and attack. Shields glimmered in colors she couldn't name. Energy weapons aligned perfectly with her commands, and propulsion systems pulsed with incredible speed. The vessel was no longer a sleeping relic. It was a fully awakened force, designed to survive, to adapt, and to dominate if necessary. "Let's test it," she whispered. She set a course for a nearby asteroid belt, a perfect natural testing ground for agility, firepower, and adaptive systems. As the ship moved, Lena directed it through tight gaps and shifting fields. She fired energy nodes at rocks, observing how the ship adjusted to protect itself and maintain speed. Every movement was precise, almost organic, and Lena marveled at how seamlessly her mind worked with the alien intelligence. Hours passed, and Lena finally allowed herself a moment of reflection. She was no longer a mere mechanic. She had awakened a force of unimaginable power, one that would defend humanity and change the balance of the galaxy. And yet, she felt a quiet humility. Power alone was not enough. Strategy, creativity, and courage, all human traits, were what made the ship truly unstoppable. Suddenly, the sensors detected movement. A new fleet, larger and more disciplined than before, moving toward their sector. Lena felt a pang of fear, but it was tempered by excitement. This was the true test. "They're coming," she said aloud. "Let's show them what humans can do. Together, we will turn the tide." The alien fleet entered the sector cautiously, scanning for energy signatures. Lena guided the ship to emit false readings, projecting decoys and splitting the enemy's focus. The fleet fired at illusions, wasting energy and revealing their positions. Lena felt a thrill. Her strategy worked. The enemy underestimated the human mind just as the ship had predicted. "They are predictable," the ship noted. "You are remarkable, human." Lena smiled, her pulse quickening. "Then let's finish this."
She activated the ship's main energy arrays, channeling power into focused beams that could disable multiple ships at once. The first wave of enemy vessels was struck with precision. Engines failed, weapons misfired, and shields collapsed. The fleet commander, sensing disaster, attempted evasive maneuvers, but Lena anticipated them, guiding the ship with instinct and strategy. Every move was calculated yet intuitive. The battle escalated quickly. Enemy ships tried to regroup, but Lena had already predicted their patterns. The alien starship responded, reshaping its hull, moving like water, striking where it was least expected and protecting its vulnerable points. Lena's human ingenuity combined with the ship's ancient intelligence made them a force no enemy could match. Hours passed as the battle raged. Lena guided the ship through a series of complex maneuvers, striking with precision and retreating to avoid damage. The enemy fleet, though technologically advanced, was no match for the combination of human creativity and alien adaptability. One by one, their vessels were disabled, captured, or forced to retreat. Finally, the last enemy ship attempted a desperate strike, aiming directly for the heart of the alien starship. Lena acted instinctively. She directed the vessel to reshape its hull, absorbing the attack and redirecting its energy back toward the enemy. The ship exploded in a brilliant flash, signaling the end of the confrontation. Lena exhaled, her hands trembling. The battle was over. They had won. Humanity had survived, and not just survived, but demonstrated its strength in a way no other species had expected. "You have proven humans are formidable," the alien ship said, its voice filled with respect. "We will be remembered. The galaxy will remember you." Lena felt a surge of pride. She had started as a mechanic, a simple human in a scrapyard at the edge of known space. Now, she had awakened a being of immense power, fought an advanced alien fleet, and shown that human ingenuity, courage, and creativity were forces to be reckoned with. But Lena knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and threats would come again. Yet she also knew that humanity had a secret weapon: themselves. Their adaptability, creativity, and courage could turn the tide against even the most advanced enemies. She looked at the alien starship, its hull gleaming with power and intelligence. "We've only just begun," she thought, "but together we can change the galaxy." The ship hummed softly, a sound that resonated like a heartbeat. It had chosen humanity, and in Lena, it had found a partner worthy of its trust. Together they would explore new sectors, face new dangers, and continue to prove that humans were more than survival. They were a force of change. Lena sat back, feeling the vibration of the ship beneath her. She closed her eyes and smiled. For the first time in her life, she felt truly powerful, not because of weapons or fleets or technology, but because of the combination of human courage and ingenuity paired with an ancient, intelligent force. The stars outside glittered like diamonds, and Lena Harper knew that humanity's place in the galaxy had changed forever. No longer were humans the underestimated species. No longer were they weak, insignificant, or bound by their small, corner-of-space existence. They were a force that others would have to reckon with, and it had all started with a mechanic who listened to a voice that shouldn't have been able to speak. "We will move forward together," the ship said. "The galaxy will witness the rise of humans." Lena opened her eyes, her gaze fixed on the endless stars. "Then let's move," she said firmly. "It's time to show them what we're capable of." And with that, the alien starship, fully awakened and guided by human intuition, surged forward into the unknown. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but Lena Harper and her incredible partner were ready. Humanity had awakened its hidden strength, and the future of the stars had changed forever. The hum of the ship echoed in her mind, steady and powerful, a reminder that humans were no longer mere survivors. They were creators, thinkers, warriors, and pioneers. The galaxy would never forget them. And Lena, once a simple mechanic, had become the symbol of that change. A human who had dared to awaken the impossible, and in doing so, had rewritten the rules of the galaxy.